Hey, so here I am. Finally, I have worked out how to get a live working again here on, well, we're on Google Hangouts and on YouTube. So hopefully it's all working. Hey, so here I am. Finally, I have worked out how to get a live working again here on, yeah. And it's like doing weird things, so I'm just still trying to work all this one out. So I don't know if there are people that are jumping in and viewing. Say hi if you're there and you can see me. If this is connecting with you, then awesome. I'm not sure if this is like, I don't know if this will record. I'm not really sure. No, I don't want to do that. I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, where are we? Control panel. I'm trying to work this out while I'm doing this. Yeah, so I'm going to open up the chat box and I can see it there. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm starting kind of like a new series and oh, excuse me, my legs are going numb. I'm like creating a new series of videos and it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. It's been a really long time. I think it's been over a year now since I've been here on YouTube, but technology has not worked for me over the last few days, and so I'm now here like trying to sort that out and work all that out. And normally I like live stream on Facebook, but for some reason my phone and Facebook apps are just completely like crashing on me. So for those of you that have subscribed to me and you've been subscribed for a really long time, thanks for hanging in there. And I am back here on YouTube. It seems to be working better here than it was on Facebook. So I'm going to give up on Facebook for a while. Awesome. So I'm here starting a new series of live videos called Diary of a Rising Heart. And what this basically is where I'm going to start coming on. I do energy updates. So those of you that haven't seen me for a while, I used to do energy updates on Facebook and basically give global energy guidance for what's kind of going on in the world and what what sort of what vibes are going on. And I do that through being an empath. Probably a majority of you have subscribed on here because you've seen my empath videos, and so this is me kind of being back here using my abilities as an empath. It's been 5 years since I started my YouTube channel, so I've done a lot of growing and a lot of expansion in myself as an empath. And so now I'm back here, and I'm I'm gonna show you guys some of that and kind of go into details over my rising. So basically how today's gonna go, because this is my first live stream doing this diary, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about where I'm at with I guess my rising into who I am as a spirit guide and as an intuitive and a human, because we're all human. And I really wanted to start showing people the non-polished version of myself, because I'm a Virgo and I kind of am a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to how I do my lives, and wanting to put it, this is who I am and I'm polished me, but I'm not really like that. So I really wanted to start bringing my creative side out more. And so I'm hoping to do like a weekly live event here, and hopefully I'll get more people joining and we'll be able to interact more, and I can share a bit more about what's going on globally, and a bit about how to rise. And the reason why I want to talk about rising is for the last 6 months of my life, I've been called to rise, and I've gone, yeah, sure, I'm doing that. Awesome. Let's rise. Let's do this. Hey, let's get into it. And I'm like thinking, yeah, I'm rising. I'm doing it. I'm pushing forward and doing this and doing that. And then recently I have come back into myself and gone, okay, what is rising really? What does it really mean? What does it look like, and how does it how does it really look? How is it really? What is it really? And with the earth going through all these major shifts, we've moved into 5D, And for those of you that don't know what 5D is, we've gone through a transition from a 3D reality where it's all karmic based, and we're really operating from a space of old patterns and old stories into a state where we're rising, and we are creating new stories and creating a new reality for Earth. And with that, we've had all these huge things happening all over the world where we're shifting, and the Earth is shifting, the weather patterns are shifting, we're internally shifting. It's like we've got an internal storm going on, and so it has made me personally go, okay, well, what does this really look like for me, and what does it really look like from an energetic point, and what's really going on? And so this is why I felt called to start doing Diary of a Rising Heart, and this is where I am going to be vulnerable with my my rising, and share stories about how it is happening for me and what it's teaching me and what it looks like for me. And if that supports others, then wicked, and I'm totally down for that. So the universe has made me pull back from everything else and get to understand myself and my rising. So globally, what's going on at the moment? Let me talk about the global energies. We have, it feels like, weirdly enough, it feels like we're in a Mercury retrograde. So those of you that know what a Mercury retrograde, it's like where communication seems to be breaking down, and technology seems to be breaking down, and all sorts of things seem to just be like old systems, and old communication systems are falling away. And that's kind of what's going on out there, really. It's like everything is falling away and making us completely fall back into having to really connect on a different level, and connect and communicate on a different level. And so I thought it was interesting that throughout this process, things like, I've been through 4 phones this year, currently borrowing a laptop from my brother so that I can actually have some way to work, because it's like I went from having a computer to not having a computer at all. Having all of these kind of breakdowns, and also like witnessing a lot of ability to communicate with others, and communicate with my partner, and communicate with myself. And so the universe is really asking us right now, all of us, to start coming back to connecting with ourselves, and start to open up that communication channel within ourselves. And that's through listening to our body and what it's trying to tell us and talk to us, listening to our body's cravings and desires around, do we have healthy habits, or are we creating healthy habits for ourselves? Are we communicating clearly between our own, is our heart and our mind and our heart's desires and our wants, are they all communicating clearly, and are they all lining up? And so, and then that's also, on a global scale, is the collective aligned with what the reality is? And so they're really bringing about that at the moment, and I feel that's probably the best explanation they've given me on what that really means, and what what's really going on. It's about them trying to rewire how we communicate in the world, and a lot of it is to rewire us from working from a space of ego into a space of compassion. So and that's self-compassion, and compassion for others, and kindness, and operating from love. At the moment, we've got a lot of stuff going on around relationships, and how the masculine and the feminine are just completely and utterly butting heads with each other, and not, just, it's like no matter what you do, they can't, it's like picking on each other constantly, and there's not actually really a fight there. The thing is, it's kind of like this illusionary thing. It's like, it's because we're all trying to understand ourselves, but then when we try to come together and understand each other, because we don't understand ourselves, we can't understand each other. And so it's just really button heads. But the divine feminine and masculine are both having a rewiring and recalibration so that they can operate in divine unity. So just don't take any of that stuff personally. Like, we're not supposed to. We're just supposed to rise, on our own and together and in unity. And so if we just let go of this, the whole he's doing this or she's doing that kind of business, as soon as we let go of that, we can kind of move past it and shift into this reality where we can start coming together and operating in unity. The symbol that keeps coming up, the light language symbol that keeps coming up for me, is the Vesica Pisces, and this is about unity. If you don't know what the Vesica Pisces is, it's where you've got the two circles and they overlap like that. Hopefully that is, yeah, makes sense. So it is that real coming together of like two separate and bringing it together into one, or three. You can look at it three parts as well. So that's, you know, the three aspects: heart, soul, and mind, or body, mind, and spirit, or, you know, however you want to put it. It's a major. We're all going through major recalibration right now, and I think for a lot of us, it is just knocking us to the curb. But the one thing they keep bringing up right now is like the one thing we do need to focus on within ourselves is to, you know, we've been completely knocked back. All of us we've really been completely knocked back and down, and so it's now time to start rebuilding around the immune system. And what that is that's how we shield ourselves. It's how we connect with our you know, like our own internal immune system. But this is also talking to us about our auric field. And this is also the planetary auric field, you know, the ozone layer, you know, all of those things. And so it's really about having external stuff has become so overwhelming. And so we're so overly sensitive that we cannot break free of that. That oversensitivity. So once we move past that and we start focusing on healing the auric field and repairing it and cleansing it and clearing it, then also working on our immune system, they're so interconnected, then that stuff will start to kind of clear up. So yeah, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a couple cards. Those of you that have known me for a long time, I am an oracle reader, but what I specialize in now is Akashic oracle readings. So what I do is I access your Akashic records, or, you know, the universal Akashic records, and help to look into your timelines. So past, present, future timelines, possibilities that are there. I can look at 3 or 4 different timeline possibilities for you and help you to work out which one is best to choose, but also to look through your past Akashic records, work back and help to access certain points to heal those certain points. So, but what I'm going to do today is we're just going to pull some cards to give guidance through this current energy. And yeah, and they're throwing cards out at me. All right, that'll do. I don't want too many cards today. All right, so we've got Spirit Awakens. You can see that very clearly. But this is about embracing soul purpose and aligning all aspects of my life fully. Beautiful deck. By the way, this one's by Kim Dreyer. It's the Conscious Oracle, Conscious Spirit Oracle, but I've got a mix of 2 decks in this deck. So this really talks to me about a level of ascension that the earth is going through. And I think we really are as a consciousness going through an ascension, but it's really about us evolving. This whole shift to 5D is about us evolving, and we are all internally going through that. You might find that you are so emotionally overloaded right now, and the only way to break free of that and evolve through that is to just let it go. And we have to do that as a collective right now. We have to let go, basically, of the 3D reality. We have to release it. We have to go, you know, you did serve us for a while. You gave us a lot of lessons, you know, you taught us a lot of things, but we got to let it go now. We've got to just release it. And that's releasing our emotions and releasing, you know, everything that, you know, I guess what we thought it had to be, and also what we think 5D should be and how it should be, like how it should operate and what it should operate as. So as soon as we start to just like awaken into that and go, all right, I'm just going to accept that I don't know the parameters completely. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm just going to open my heart to that. But this, yeah, we're going through ascension again. It's like another level of ascension. This is the evolution aspect of the ascension. Before, we had all the ascension symptoms while we were getting, you know, ringing in the ears and feeling dizzy, or getting nauseated, or getting, you know, these flu-like symptoms, and having to just crash out and burn, feeling extremely hungry and thirsty, and like all of these ascension symptoms. But now it's about this emotional evolution where we break free of the old patterns, the old ways, and just accept joy and move into that, and know that if it feels good and it feels right, and you know, and it's coming from a space of, you know, love and peace, then, and compassion and kindness, and it's aligned with you, then, you know, that's cool, that's awesome, that's what we want. That's, you know, that's where we're headed with 5D. It's about being in unity with all and connection with all. And once we break free of that and delve into it, and I guess accept that new reality, once we've all, you know, kind of moved past that and moved past the fear stuff and move, you know, past it, you know, there is a lot of scary shit happening out there right now. But once we move past that and go, all right, scary shit's happening, but let's move into this service through love right now. Like, let's be in service to others and to the universe, and we just do it from a compassion space and a heart space, you know, filled with love, then it's going to operate better for us. And, you know, letting go of old ways of doing things. It's just like Facebook. I've had to let go of my Facebook and how I was doing Facebook, and now I can move into, you know, trying this option instead. So I love this. This card has come up multiple times this week, and it has done so for a lot of my clients and in my online community, and I love it. I love that it's come up again. So this is from the Magical Times Oracle by, I think it's Jody Bergsma who did this one. So this is, be open for whatever comes next. It might be the music that your heart's been waiting to hear. And I really love that. It's like, really, if we accept the awakening process, if we accept the evolution process, and just be open to how we're evolving and what it could possibly be, and not trying to put boundaries on it, and not trying to put structures on it, and not trying to say, well, this is how it's supposed to look and this is what it's going to be like. If we just open up our heart and go, show me the way, or like direct me, or I'm here, I'm ready to be of service, universe, then, you know, lay it down and be open to it, then it might just be what, you know, the dreams and goals that you've had, it might just line that all up for you, just like, and it will shift completely within you. All right, so the next card that came up was Solar Plexus, and this is so aligned with what I've been feeling personally. This rising aspect that we're experiencing, that I'm personally experiencing, it really is about opening the solar plexus chakra, about really shifting into empowerment, and all of us being able to be feeling as though we've got power around our reality and control over our reality. But it's not really about controlling it, it's about flowing with it. I guess that's the trick there. But you know, this is about taking actions daily to connect with that. And I really like the affirmation on it. It's, I take actions daily that awaken my personal power. And I think this is about, even though, yes, this is the solar plexus, I think this is also about accessing the heart chakra and being really connected with the heart chakra and going, you know what, I am completely and utterly in love with this path, completely and utterly in love with this piece of inspiration, or completely and utterly feeling head over heels for this creation that I am feeling led or universally guided to creating or working with. And when we access that feeling and then taking steps towards that, that's when we're doing this. And I think this is one of the reasons why we've had so many massive solar flares, is because for so many we have denied our personal power. We have denied this ability to I don't want to use the word control, but like take back personal, like control of your personal stuff. Like you knowing that you are a powerful being, and knowing that you can shape your reality and shape the realities that are around you, just by being a light and being filled with positivity. And you know, it doesn't mean that there aren't shit days or shadow work to do in your rising, because there's you know, there are going to be shadows that come when you got to come, like, step up. So, but this is really about you stepping into it. And the universe shifted me a few weeks back. I've been painting marigolds and working with the Magdalene frequencies. And when I was painting marigolds, I felt this shift within my solar plexus, and it felt like I was being torn open through my solar plexus. It was really, really uncomfortable. And it made me go, I know I'm shifting something here doing this. How I shift through my awakening and through my processes, through my art. And every time I paint something, it shifts something within me and it awakens me to a different level. And now that I've been coming back to doing more artwork and more, you know, more things that I have to go really in depth with, the more it's shifting me. And yeah, working with the marigolds has really shifted me through that. So yeah, perhaps maybe it's also time for some of you to start wearing yellow. If you want to remind yourself to, you know, say yes to things and to step into things, and also to say no to things that don't align with you and that don't resonate with you. And it's totally okay to say no when you don't, you know, if it's like, you know what, no, that doesn't sit right with me, or, you know, if something's not falling into place, then it's a no. Like, it's okay to say no because it doesn't feel like it's aligned with everything else. So 2 other cards that have come up. One is confidence, but it's reversed. And with that, I really do feel like this is the a few things. So for some, it's a fear around being confident, and what it would mean to be confident, because I think a lot of people see confidence as cockiness or as ego, but this is not about that anymore. It's about rising up and finding your passion and being bold and being brave. And for some also, this is about seeing things from a higher perspective and knowing that having confidence through spirit, and confidence in your faith and your beliefs and the messages you're receiving, having confidence in your own intuition, that in itself is a massive key for many. So, and I like this one. And the dragonfly has been coming up a lot lately, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with the dragonfly recently. But this is about anticipation. So the final card is anticipation. This is something wonderful is happening. And regardless of the external stuff, the universe is conspiring to do some pretty amazing things right now. Regardless of what's going on in your personal life, or, you know, what things are falling away or shifting or changing, there are big, wonderful things happening right now. There is change in the air. Be open to the blessings that are on their way to you. And I really love that. I love that change is happening. And it may look like destruction for a lot of you. I know for me personally, it feels like a personal destruction, an internal destruction, but it's really shifting us, and it's really shifting us in a way that I don't think anyone really did predict how this was going to come about. And I guess one thing that I'm really struggling with at the moment is all of these people going, you know, it's the end of the world, or, you know, look, you know, all of these hurricanes are happening, or the Nile's turned red, or, you know, all these things. And it's just like, well, you know what? I don't think that's the case. Like, I don't think that it is the end of the world. And we need to, like, remember that, you know, this, like, my husband sat down, we watched The Core the other day, and I really avoid scary movies. And it's not really a scary movie, but I really avoid, like, end of the world movies. And mainly because I've had a few past lives where I have witnessed the ends of worlds, and it really triggers me. Like, it really sets me off. And I was just like, yeah, no, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to, like, I don't want to see the end of the world. I don't want to see that again. And then it was like, whoa, dude, like, seriously, you just, this is a fear that doesn't need to be playing on your mind. It doesn't support you. It doesn't support, you know, the realities that are coming to be right now. And you got to let that one go and like just move away from it. But it's funny. It's like I have had a vision of what New Earth or Earth will be in the future, and yeah, it's very different to what it is right now, but it's really beautiful, and it really does support that unity structure and that that deep connection structure. So I think that what we need to do is to just like move past the fears and go, you know, I'm not gonna allow those like little fears to get in there, but to really move past that. So my story around the dragonfly the other day was I had this dragonfly that showed up right mid conversation, and it felt like the biggest like divine, here, you know, here is the like, you're on the money here, like this is your money conversation, this is the one that you need to hear. And what it was is my husband and I were talking about the fact that we wanted to give to ourselves better so that our relationship could blossom better. And we've had 12 to 14 months, I think now, of like really hard stuff to kind of go through. And it's really, yeah, it's been a tough time for our relationship, but we're definitely on the other side of that now. And it was really about us going, all right, we're going to commit to 12 months of focusing on self-love for ourselves. And then through that, it's going to shift our relationship as well, because for both of us, like, and for me in particular, core belief is that by doing self-love and giving self-love and healing your own self, then that reflection will come through your relationship, or your closest relationship, or relationships with others. So through that, he's focusing on his health at the moment and focusing on, you know, quitting smoking and, you know, doing all these exercises and getting his body fit and looking after and respecting his body. And I think that's kind of where mine's going as well. I'm still exploring where I'm headed with my self-love journey, because I've done a lot of self-love stuff in the past, but it's definitely time to evolve from where it was and where it has been. And I really want to go deeper on loving myself, and I don't know really what that's going to look like. And I guess that's where I'm going to be starting with my diaries and you know, what I'll be sharing here is my journey through rising, and that's also through self-love and self-care. So I don't know, I kind of want to go do belly dancing. I think that's probably something I want to give a go. You know, to do something active with my body, because I'm not really, like, since having both of our boys, we've got 2 boys, since having my second baby, my hip has been really weird and out of place, and I'm doing a lot of womb healing, and it's been all over the place really for me physically. And so I've been kind of avoiding any sort of exercise and anything really like overly physical, because it just, like, it's really uncomfortable. Quite frankly, it's really uncomfortable. So I'm going to be making that a priority, to move beyond that and beyond just going, oh, it's too uncomfortable, and I guess owning up to my past creations, which is my present reality. And yeah, just learning to love my body again, because I've noticed, and it's become really obvious to myself in the last 24 hours in particular, how much I don't love my body. And I don't think there's any particular thing wrong with it, but I'm not in love with it. So this is where I want to start exploring that, and I want to start exploring my root chakra in particular, my lower chakras, and I guess connecting with my humanity. And I think that's another theme that's been really coming through a lot lately, is about our humanity and about what we, you know, what we like, that we avoid our humanity so much. and we just do and avoid our humanity and our emotions and who we are and what it is we are. And you know, and that includes our sensuality and our sexuality and our you know, like all aspects of ourself. And I really struggle with some of those areas, and so I want to delve deeper into that and into understanding what it means to be a 5D human, what it means to be human in general, and to love this life that I've got and this body that I have, and to just keep chasing joy. And so I guess this is a big promise to myself, is that for the next 12 months, I am going to give to myself through love. I'm going to only take on projects that I'm joyful about and that I'm happy about and that I want to, you know, attempt, even if it is shadow work that, you know, even if that doesn't bring me joy, because I know that shadow work, I mean, it doesn't really bring people joy, but I guess the healing process really does bring me joy. But by loving that within myself and, you know, showing love through that process, and learning to love my humanity, then, you know, that's my promise, is that that's what I'm going to do this year. And through that, I want to heal my finances, because even though I am debt free, because I no debt, I paid it all off last year, you know, I want to expand from there, and I want to give myself better stability, and I want to give my family better stability. I have no idea how I want to do that, but we'll see what happens. But you know, I want to access those lower chakras and get better at doing human stuff, as well, being, you know, connecting to being a goddess or a high priestess, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, whatever label you want to stick on it. But this is what my Diary of a Rising Heart is all about. This is why I'm going to start doing these live streams this way, and why I'm putting myself out there through this. So I'm intending to do it once a week. I hope that is the case. And we'll see where I am in 12 months' time. Like I said, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. And those of you that have been watching my live streams for a while over on Facebook, and you joining me here now, will have known that, you know, this is a different version of me than who I was, you know, a month ago. And I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to see what happens there. And yeah, so we'll see where I'm all at, and where it all goes and stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how it all becomes. And yeah, if you want to come join me on this journey, and if you are over on Facebook, then awesome. I'm relearning YouTube. Like, it's been forever, and there's like so many new things here on YouTube. But if you join me over on Facebook, I do have a study group that I'm doing. It's called Heart Evolution School, and it's where I'm going to be exploring a lot of these things that that are coming up with me, and I find that they are and always seem to be aligned with universal energies and global energies anyway. So I'm sure that it'll probably resonate with a lot of other people. And so if you want to come study there and be a part of my study group, then you can totally come do that. And that'll be pretty sweet. And yeah, otherwise you can join my Facebook community, or like my Facebook page, which is Mama Heart Space, and or follow me on my personal one. That's totally cool too. I'm only really posting stuff that I feel drawn to now through spirit. So you can come join me there. And yeah, so I'd love to know, is this all aligning with you? Does this, you know, is this supportive to you too? Did the cards, you know, connect with you? Feel free to like post comments below. I know there's a chat box there, and I don't know if, but yeah, tell me where you're watching this from and how, yeah, like I said, this is new for me. So, and I feel really awkward in front of the camera today. But yeah, so I'll be back in about a week's time. I'm going to work out which day is good, and I'll just come on that day. And yeah, so you can catch me live. So thanks guys for joining me today. This is just the beginning of the journey, and I look forward to taking you with me. So thanks.